Somewhere near the painkillers and cold medicine, you may see another substance at your local convenience store, tianeptine. The FDA urging consumers not to use it, but it is still legal in many states and available at some smoke shops and gas stations. According to America's Poison Control Centers, reported cases of exposure skyrocketed in the course of a decade, from 4 in 2013 to 391 last year. ABC's Reena Roy takes a deeper look at what's being called gas station heroin and the toll some families say it has taken on them.
Why would they put something in a gas station or a store that you could just go in and purchase?
It's very invigorating. It's a distraction from reality.
It claims to promote relaxation and euphoria, an alluring promise. With so many options of tianeptine to choose from, whether it's at your local convenience store, smoke shop, or even online,
there's so many different kinds.
Does this substance live up to its claim?
It's absolutely not happiness in a bottle.
Tianeptine, now banned in at least 9 states, earning the nickname gas station heroin for its opioid-like effects. We chatted with a few former manufacturers of the most popular brands of tianeptine.
And he says, like kratom, the ability to overdose is almost impossible with tianeptine, and the news agencies making all these death claims are simply lies.
None of the manufacturers would go on camera with us out of fear of retaliation, but insist the product is safe, helpful even.
Some people say that tianeptine can actually help keep people off of opioids. That's a very dangerous line of thinking.
We just pulled into our hometown.
Yeah.
There's a lot of memories here in Pinson, Alabama for Christy Terry.
He was constantly playing pranks on people.
In the passenger seat and brimming with pride for her son Jonathan as his childhood friend Lucy drives, recalling his bright future. At 19 years old, Jonathan, with a full ride at the University of Alabama at Birmingham, was studying business and theater, working in real estate, close to getting licensed. A goofball and big brother to his 2 sisters, his own unique style and a favorite color, teal. The avid skateboarder always wearing 2 chains, and this ring engraved with crosses.
Jonathan's always had very strong faith in God. He loved going and serving the homeless every Sunday. For years, he did that.
It's a ring Christy now wears after Jonathan, who was known to suffer from migraines, came down with an especially bad one in February of 2019. She says he went to a nearby gas station looking for something to soothe his symptoms.
So why do you think he ended up buying tianeptine that day?
He told his dad that they had recommended him to him. So I got out of bed and went to Jonathan's room. And he was on the bed, and he still had his computer up, and he had a plate with pizza rolls on it in the bed next to him, and it was like he was in a deep sleep. We didn't know at the time, but he was already gone.
Over the course of the night, Jonathan had taken 12 of the 15 pills in that bottle of tianeptine. The bottle suggested only 2 pills a day.
All I knew that he had took them pills for a headache, but I had no idea that they would have took his life.
And to your knowledge, he had never taken any drugs before?
No.
The autopsy report shows he'd choked on his own vomit. In his system, prescription medication for preventing migraines and seizures, and a high level of tianeptine. The medical examiner wrote that while there was no way of knowing what actually killed him, he'd seen a similar amount of tianeptine in someone else's system before. That person also died. Bedridden with grief for months, one of her first big outings, a trip to Montgomery, coming face to face with the owner of Tiana, the brand of tianeptine Jonathan had taken.
I have spoke to one fine lady here up front who's a poor mother that her son's passed away, and it breaks my heart.
He tried to say that that my son probably had some kind of underlying allergy to his supplement.
There are other people that are benefiting from this product, and to just turn around and start banning products without having solid meaning behind it, then where does it stop?
At the University of Alabama at Birmingham, the school Jonathan attended, Dr. William Rushton, who specializes in emerging drugs of abuse, says he finds tianeptine contains few upsides with easy potential for addiction.
Tianeptine is used as an antidepressant in other countries. However, the more we learned about it is really it turns out that it hits the same receptors that opioids hit.
Tianeptine now banned in Alabama, no longer available in convenience stores. But until 2023, in neighboring Mississippi, sales continued. This is one of the few videos Tracy Harper Morrison has of her 29-year-old son, Christopher. He died almost exactly 4 years after Jonathan.
I remember him telling me that he felt closest to God outdoors. You know, nature, he loved nature. He played guitar, he loved his guitar.
And you said one of the songs that you used to sing with him was You Are My Sunshine.
I tell him to play me something calm, and he just kind of pick it out.
He and his sister were close. They both struggled with addiction to tianeptine. Christopher seeking a way to fight his depression. And while struggling with cravings last February, his mom gave him a pep talk.
I told him I was going to cash app him some money and said, go downstairs. There's a coffee shop under the house. I said, go downstairs. Just sit there and enjoy being around people.
It would be the last time she'd hear from him, finding him in his apartment days later.
And I went inside, and there he was. He'd been there a couple of days. I laid down with him, and I scratched his back, and I rubbed his hair. He always wanted me to play with my hair, Mama, scratch my back. And I did. One last time, and I gave him back to God.
The toxicology report came back. Tianeptine was in his system.
When we went back and picked up Christopher's ashes, I stopped at the store where he bought it. And I asked him if he recognized Christopher because I had his picture. He said, yeah. I said, he buy some of this stuff? And pointed to the tianeptine. He said, yeah. I said, he's dead.
Even a child could go to a convenience store and purchase the substance. So I had to educate many of my colleagues about what it was.
Months later, tianeptine would be banned in Mississippi. Christopher's mother and grandmother standing next to the governor for the bill's signing.
It was a bittersweet day. His death will actually help to save lives in the future.
At our nation's capital, a bipartisan group of 5 representatives sent a letter to the FDA calling for a more national approach to see if tianeptine should be reclassified under the Controlled Substances Act. We reached out to the FDA asking if it plans to toughen regulation towards tianeptine or kratom, a similar product widely sold. It said in part, we've issued warning letters to companies unlawfully marketing kratom and tianeptine products as dietary supplements and drugs. We will continue to collaborate with federal partners to engage proactively in meaningful research to advance science-based regulatory decision-making.
When do you feel like you'll be able to rest?
Oh, I won't rest until it is banned nationally.
But for now, a simple search showed us how easy it still is to buy tianeptine online. And even with a quick trip to a New York City smoke shop.
You had this new car and you racked up a ton of miles because you were driving all the way from Alabama to Mississippi where it wasn't banned.
I had about 40,000 miles on the car. About a year and a few months later, we had 80,000 miles. So in a little over a year, we put 40,000 miles on that car.
Hannah Gilliam is now 2 years sober from tianeptine.
You know, I was going through $50 a day if I was taking 2 bottles a day. So $350 a week.
What did those withdrawal symptoms feel like?
It was miserable. I've withdrawed from heroin. I've withdrawed from pain pills. I've withdrawn, pain pills that were come with fentanyl, and they don't even measure close to what those withdrawals from tianeptine felt like.
Was it surprising to you that withdrawal could be that severe, even compared to heroin?
When I started doing them, I was like, "There's no way that they're this bad for you if they're selling them over the counter." I didn't think that I would live to see 21. I was either going to stay in active addiction until I died or not be alive for my 21st.
Hannah, now 22 years old and in nursing school, strengthened by her faith, grateful for a new beginning.
It gives me a sense of peace being able to decorate it because I feel like that's still me being able to mother him. But it gives me a sense of still being able to take care of him.
No mother should ever have to put their child, and no friend should have to come and visit a grave.
I don't want any other mother to go through what I'm going through, because it's a pain like nothing else. I love you.
Raising such important awareness, we are thinking of that family.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.